You've been lied to your whole life. Not by a villain, not by some shadowy conspiracy, by motivational posters, by Instagram captions, by every self-help guru who ever told you to think positive, believe in yourself, and chase your dreams. Because here's what they never told you: the more you chase feeling good, the worse you feel. The more you desperately try to care about everything, the more exhausted and empty you become. What if the answer isn't giving more Fs, but learning, very deliberately, to give fewer? That's the uncomfortable truth at the heart of Mark Manson's philosophy. And today, we're breaking it down, because your happiness, your identity, and your future might depend on it. Section 1. The Eff Budget. Here's something nobody wants to admit. You have a limited number of Fs to give. Think of it like a budget. Every day, you wake up with a finite amount of emotional energy. And every time something bothers you, a rude comment, a missed opportunity, a stranger's opinion, you spend from that budget. Most people are bankrupt by noon. They're spending Fs on traffic, on what their coworkers said, on whether someone liked their post, on problems that won't matter in 5 years, or even 5 days. Manson's point isn't that you shouldn't care about anything. It's that you should care about the right things. Deliberately, consciously. The people you admire most, the ones who seem unshakable, they're not emotionally dead. They just stopped wasting energy on things that don't deserve it. They chose their battles. They chose their values. And everything else, they let it go. The question isn't how do I stop caring? The question is, what is actually worth caring about? Section 2. The feedback loop from hell. Here's a trap most of us fall into without realizing it. You feel anxious. Then you feel anxious about feeling anxious. You feel sad. Then you feel guilty for feeling sad. You fail at something. Then you feel pathetic for having failed. Manson calls this the feedback loop from hell, and it's one of the most destructive mental patterns in modern life. Our culture is obsessed with positivity. We're told we should feel happy, motivated, confident, grateful all the time. So when we feel anything else, we panic. We double down. We fight our own emotions. And that fight makes everything worse. The counterintuitive truth? The moment you stop desperately trying to feel better, the moment you accept that feeling bad is sometimes just part of being alive, the loop starts to break. You're not broken because you feel anxious. You're not weak because you feel sad. Negative emotions aren't problems to solve. They're signals to understand. Stop fighting your own mind. Start listening to it. Section 3. You are not special, and that's good news. This one stings, but it needs to be said. For decades, we've raised entire generations on the message: you are special. You are unique. You are destined for greatness. And the result? A generation of adults paralyzed by the gap between who they were told they'd be and who they actually are. When you believe you're destined for something exceptional, ordinary life feels like failure. A normal job feels beneath you. Average relationships feel like settling. Everyday struggle feels like something went wrong. But here's the liberating flip side. If you're not special, then neither is anyone else. Your problems aren't uniquely terrible. Your failures aren't uniquely shameful. Everyone is out here figuring it out, failing quietly, and pretending otherwise. Releasing the need to be exceptional is one of the most freeing things you'll ever do. Because once you stop performing greatness, once you stop needing to be seen as extraordinary, you can start actually living. Ordinary, done fully, is extraordinary enough. Section 4. Choose your struggle. Here's the question Manson says nobody asks, but everyone should. What pain are you willing to sustain? Not, what do you want? Everybody wants things. You want to be fit. You want to be rich. You want a great relationship. But wanting the result means nothing. The real question is, are you willing to want the process? Are you willing to do the boring work, face the embarrassing setbacks, sit in the discomfort, and keep going anyway? The person who wants to be fit but hates exercise will never be fit. The person who wants success but hates uncertainty will never take the risks required. What you're willing to struggle for defines you more than what you wish for. Find the struggle you genuinely don't mind. The work that feels meaningful even on the days it's hard. That's your path. Not the one that promises the most reward, the one whose cost you're willing to pay. Section 5. Responsibility versus fault. This is perhaps the most important distinction in the entire book, and most people completely miss it. Fault and responsibility are not the same thing. You might not be at fault for a lot of what happens to you. Your childhood, your trauma, the hand you were dealt. Those things, not your fault, but how you respond to them. That is entirely your responsibility. Manson puts it bluntly. The moment you stop waiting for the world to fix what it broke in you, the moment you decide that regardless of fault, you are responsible for your own life, everything changes. Victims wait for rescue. Adults take ownership. This isn't about blaming yourself for what went wrong. It's about refusing to let what went wrong become a permanent excuse for staying stuck. Your past is not your prison, unless you decide it is. So here's what all of this comes down to. Life will always hand you problems. That will never stop. The goal was never to avoid struggle. The goal is to struggle over things that matter to you. Stop spending your limited energy trying to convince everyone you're fine. Stop chasing a life that looks good from the outside. Stop caring what people who don't know you think about decisions they don't understand. Choose your values. Guard your energy. Embrace the struggle that's yours. Give your F's wisely, because the way you spend them is the way you spend your life. If this hit you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more psychology content that actually challenges the way you think, you know where to find us. See you in the next one.